Hello, 80s receiving students and teachers. Thank you. Take your seats. Okay, Livingstone, you're going to go through, or you will give us the answer of the homework that you have done in our last lesson with Mr. Kwadogi. Right. You had activity 2A, and you had a sentence and a missing word to fill in. If you have done that, please give us the answer. Thank you, Livingstone.
Laboratory acids are dangerous and will burn your skin and clothes. Can burn your skin and clothes.
Very good. Hands up if you got that answer. The correct word is burn. Right, next one. Next question. Anita, give us the answer. A student spills some chemicals on his shirt sleeve. What would he do?
The color of the shirt sleeves will fade.
Okay. Partly answered. I still want another student to give us his or her answer that's different from Anita. Receiving students, tell your teachers. You imagine a chemical that has spilled on your shirt. What will you do? What is the first thing that you should do? Matthew?
Quickly wash it with water.
Very good. Okay. Hands up if you have the same answer. Receiving students, good. You must quickly remove the shirt and wash the affected area. If it's on your hand, then you have to wash your hand, but do not rub. Use plenty of water and quickly wash that affected area. Right? Next thing, you were given 2 chemicals to work on in our last lessons, and those chemicals were hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Now here with me I have the result of one of the acids that you have used. What did you add on the cloth? What acid did you add on this cloth? Okay. Is it hydrochloric or sulfuric acid? All right. Sulfuric acid was added onto this cloth, and you can see the result of it. The acid has burnt the cloth. Right? The next one, you had hydrochloric acid added into a test tube, and you then put a small piece of limestone. And you can see the color of the hydrochloric acid has changed into brown. And for those of us closer to where I am, you can see that the limestone has slowly dissolved in the hydrochloric acid. Okay, we'll see what would be the result like at the end of the week. All right. Now, class, I have something to show you here. Every one of you know what this is. Is that true? Receiving students, and you know that this is very useful at where? At your home. Now, is it possible for me, if I have some dirty plates in front of me or dirty utensils in front of me, is it possible for me to just use this Axion to wash those dirty utensils? Okay, let's see, Michael, what else can I use with this to wash the utensils?
Use sponge.
Yes, sponge, and besides sponge, what else? Jacobed?
Water.
Very good. You should use a sponge like what Michael has given us and water to wash those dirty utensils. You cannot use this alone on its own to wash your dirty plates. All right. Now, bases, you must take note that bases are opposite to acids. Acids and bases, like what you have learned in your last lessons, acids and bases can be found all around us. In your last lesson, you talked about acids. Acids can be found in our body. Is that true? As hydrochloric acid is produced in the stomach to digest food and also kill bacteria. We also use acids in our everyday life. Example, the car battery has sulfuric acid in it. And you have used some substances in your last lesson like lemon that has acid in it, citric acid. All right, I have a question here for you to discuss in your group, receiving students and the model class. You are given 1 minute to discuss this question in your group, and then we will move on to the main activity for today's lesson. All right, that is the question for you on the monitor, receiving students and model class in your group. Quickly discuss, and I will have some answers after your discussion. 1 minute given to you. Right? Agents can mean things like soap, okay, Omo, and so forth that you use at home. Okay, discuss means you discuss, not to write. No one should be writing. All right, receiving students and the model class, I hope you have come up with some good answers to that question. Why is it that all cleaning agents need water? Let's have answers from each group. Which group is ready? Let's start with that group. Receiving students, please tell your teacher. Do we have anybody by the name of Leonie here, please? What did you and your group come up with?
We use detergents with water because to clean all the germs.
Thank you, Leonie, for that answer. All right, the next group here, Ella.
Because without water, the things won't be clean and it will be soapy.
Okay, things will still be dirty without water. Okay, thank you. Now this group, Yawa's group. Jean? Or are you still thinking? Okay, we'll leave you and we'll move on to the next group. Let you to think. Next group, Michelle.
To help dissolve those agents so that they cannot burn the clothes.
All right. Anyone's got another answer? If your group has come up with the three already on the whiteboard, then we will move on. Right? I won't say all these answers are correct. We will carry out, these are good answers. We will carry out a simple activity and we will move on, or we will find out more on why all cleaning agents need water. Receiving teachers, our topic for today, class, let's read together. Right? And we are still on the same strand and sub-strand, the same outcome, 8.3.2. Now, I'd like you to quickly copy this table into your exercise book. For those students from the receiving schools that have your workbooks, this table is already in your workbooks. You can wait and prepare your materials while the others copy this table into your exercise book. Okay. 2 minutes to copy the table down. Take those things off the plastic. Where are your detergents? Things that you like shampoo and all that. Take them out. Put that soap. Can you go and get some half-cut containers for you? Containers that are cut or any cup. Where's the mic? Tell them to pass the mic. That's all right. I hope you all have finished copying the table into your exercise books. Receiving teachers, check to see that your table is correct and the students have that recorded in their exercise books. Okay, class Sengamone is going to go through the materials that we need today for our lesson, and she will see all those materials that the group has brought. You all listen as she go through the materials. Thank you. What have you got in front of you?
Bath soap, cleaner, shampoo, and toothpaste.
And other, can you go through what are those things on the desk or table?
Container of water, cut, soap, and rag.
All right, thank you. Now, I hope receiving students, you have some of those materials or items brought. And the table, I have the following. If you have others to add on, looking up here, class, if you don't have some of these substances, that's still okay. But if you find that you have a substance that's not on my list, then you can add, write the name down. There are some spaces, or add another row to write the name of that substance down. All right, we will start with the first one as an example, and you will move on to doing or carrying out this simple activity to find out more on bases. Okay, let's go. Class, what's this? All right, those groups that brought that substance, please, one of you to lift it up so we all can have a good look. There are different kinds of shampoo, good, nice looking ones. Everybody use that. Good. All right, put them down. Now, the type of substance, in this column, what will I write here? All right. Yes, good. You said acid or base. I can hear the type of substance. What state of matter is that substance in? All right. So I will write liquid. Okay. It's in liquid form. And if you find that others are in powder form or solid form, then you can write that down. And this column here, you will describe how it feels with water and without water, right? So I will go through that, or I will explain more on that as you carry out the activity. Now, there are two questions that I also want you to copy into your exercise books. There are two questions for you, 1 minute to copy that, receiving students and model class. Which substance can burn, why, and how can you tell if that substance is basic? All right, let's see how many of us have already copied the two questions down. It shouldn't take you long. Good on you, receiving students and model class. Let's go on to our activity instruction. But before that, we always start with our safety rules. Rule number 1, follow instructions and handle all materials carefully. Do not taste any substances in front of you. Wipe any spill on the table. And rule number 4, report any accidents to the teacher quickly or immediately. Now, activity instructions. Class, let's read activity instruction 1 together. I don't mean you pour the whole packet of cleaner into the container. Some means only a bit. Number 2. Mix with some water if needed. 3. And number 4 together. Complete the table and answer questions. The table that you have just copied and the questions that you have just wrote into your exercise books. Okay, without delay, we will now begin. Please be careful and follow instructions as you carry out this simple activity. Okay, you start with the first substance and then go on to the next one. Okay, according to what you have here. What will you start with? Okay. must have a feel of it. Make sure you dip your finger in because some, okay? Everybody has to have a feel of this substance. What do we have? Only two substances. Okay. Okay. Have a feel of those substances, mix them with water, have a feel of them, and try to write something down. Yes, you can use the cup. Any container. Maybe if you don't have containers, then use the cup. Right, class, some of these substances you have used them at home already, and some of them you have tasted or they have burnt some parts of your body. So you can use those experiences, receiving students and the model class, to complete the table. If you don't have those substances in front of you, you can go back or think about what you have experienced back at home using those substances. Tilt it, yes, tilt it. Use your finger. All right, by now we all should be completing the table. And those of us almost finished in carrying out the activity, please make it fast. All right, I will now have volunteers from each group. Receiving students, you can do the same. If your teacher has already copied the table on the whiteboard or the blackboard, you can do the correction together with the model class. All right, we have 5 groups, 5 volunteers from each group to come up and fill the result table that I have already for you. You pick any of those substances and fill in the table beside those substances. Okay, any volunteers? If you're ready, please. I have Marcus here, model class. You discuss with your group and choose a substance that you'd like to write about. Out of the many that you have, just choose one. Come up quickly. Move. Thank you. Next group. All right, thank you. We have 2 more left. Bath soap and dishwashing detergent, it can be Exion or Kuat. Or if you're using soap, that's still okay. Someone to complete the shampoo one. The last column describe how it feels. Where's the black marker? Someone go. Thank you. Shampoo. Someone to fill that, and the dishwashing detergent. Thank you. Thank you. Now, any other group that has a substance that's not on the list that I have here? Right? Nobody receiving students? If you have another substance that is not from the one that I have on the list, then you can write down the type of substance and how it feels. Now, having a look at the table, class, you will see that there are some common things about each of those substances, right? What makes this list so common? Just looking at the type of substance and how it feels. What is common there? Nancy, to tell us anything that is common that you have found out in all those substances. Nancy?
Acid.
Good try. Acid. Any other answers? Jeremiah. Okay, somebody in Jeremiah's group would like to help. Thank you.
Soft and sticky.
All right, soft and sticky. Very good. Ends up if you were also thinking about slippery. Very good, okay? You are all not wrong. Now, what can we say about base just by having a look at the table? What is a base? All right, we will go on to the two questions and that will help us again to answer what is a base. Which substance can burn from what you have done? From the table we know that bleach can burn, but in your experience at home while washing, do you think some substances can burn also? Okay, what is it? Malcolm?
Omo.
All right, Omo is one. And those of you putting your hands up, what is it? What is another one? Bath soap. Okay, so the common one that you all can think of is the bath soap. Right, next question. Why and sorry, how can you tell if the substance is basic? Okay, from the table that we have just completed, how can you tell? Right, just by the feel of it, can you tell that that's a base? Yes. All right, good. So come on, tell us, put it in words. I know it's already in your mind, receiving students in the model class. Right, let's see from the summary that can help us to define what is a base. Please copy that down. A base is a compound, meaning it is made up of two or more elements joined together. It can be soluble or insoluble in water. And bases that are soluble in water are called alkalis. All right, next summary point. Bases have a bitter taste and a soapy feeling. Okay, guess what the keyword would be for today's lesson? All right, let's see. Okay, that is the keyword for today's lesson, base. Our next lesson topic is on is it base? And the materials needed for the next lesson: vinegar, lime water, lemon juice, milk, tin lids, petri dish or jars, ammonium hydroxide, rags, sodium hydroxide, shampoo, salt solution, red blue litmus papers, pipettes or droppers, and water. Right. With that, thank you class for participating.